Welcome to another edition of 10 Minutes With. It's Friday here. It's the end of the day. Kate's going to start the timer, not like it ever matters. I did get somebody ask me, why do you call it 10 Minutes With it when the show never goes 10 minutes?
It's a challenge.
It was the original intent. I mean, now it's just branding. Like the Big Ten. It's just branding. So, as you can see, we're here with a guest as usual. Our guest comes to us from Southern California. She is I guess we'll call the editor of Women Kickballs. Please welcome Jackie Gutierrez.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, super excited to be here.
Thanks for coming on. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and plug right away that you can get your free Women Kickball sticker.
Yeah, there you go.
So I've got mine.
Nice.
Kate, where's yours?
Should be in the
mail. We'll talk about that later. So you cover women's soccer. Obviously, in the U.S. it's a sport on the rise very fast. With it's helped with the success of the U.S. women's national team.
Mm-hmm.
The NWSL is picking up in popularity. What caused you to want to cover this topic?
Yeah, so I actually grew up playing soccer for about 10 years, and then I kind of watched the U.S. women's national team here and there. Honestly, I wasn't allowed to watch TV as a kid, so I was always just kind of busy playing it and always reading books and whatnot. So from a young age, I always wanted to be a writer, and when my time stopped to playing soccer, I just got into watching it a lot more and just became really passionate about documenting the game. And I think specifically what really intrigued me was the 2011 Women's World Cup final against Japan. And obviously we lost in penalty kicks, and that was so devastating. So for me, that really motivated me to just see these women at like what I thought was their best, even though they didn't win. And that just was something that was very inspiring to me, and it pushed me to really just kind of go for it. And even if I failed or didn't know what I was doing when it came to sports journalism, at least I was just going to try and put myself out there. So yeah, I've been chasing this dream since I was 17 years old, and it's just kind of crazy these past 5 or 6 years, just seeing the growth and the progress of this. And yeah, like how you pointed out sticker, I never would have thought I had stickers or like over, like hundreds of subscribers now, but just seeing that growth has been really great for the game and obviously for the sport in general. So I'm excited to just be a part of this and continuing to just be a voice and a platform that honors and recognizes these athletes, because as we all know, there's not very many women in the media. So just trying to do my best to change that, and to do so in a way where it's just authentic reporting and covering games and interviewing with players and coaches and things like that.
So what should a new reader expect when they get on your website? What are they going to see?
Yeah, so I predominantly cover, the NWSL and U.S. Women's National Team. So those are my main go-to things that I cover, just because I'm able to watch them a lot easier. It is hard to cover even just those leagues at times, but yeah, I would say that a new reader can definitely find a lot of content on that. I try to do some more original pieces here and there when I have some more time on my hands, and covering issues about equal pay, and just, that's a huge topic in general, but yeah, just covering issues along those lines. And I do a lot of game recaps when the NWSL is playing, so you always kind of get those things. And even on social media, I do all of my own marketing and graphics, so there's just that original content of a lot of research and time that I put into just looking for these stats or this information and giving my best to the people who just are here for it and the subscribers. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of just random things from social media and websites, but yeah, if you're also visiting the website, you get a free sticker, as we already pointed out. So that's always fun to just kind of hop on there. It's not a paid subscription for articles, but it's all things that I've done a lot of research on, and I'm doing my best to just try to produce quality work for people as well.
And you mentioned that too with, you're running this operation all by yourself, if I understood you correctly. Like,
mm-hmm.
You've got the graphics, you've got the social media, you've got the content, the research. I mean, that's a lot of work for one person to do. I mean,
it is.
I'm guessing this is stuff you self-taught yourself along the way, or did you have help or training, or how did you pick up all those skills? I mean, they're very diverse skill sets.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of several different things. So yeah, like I mentioned before, I've just always grown up writing. I actually just quote unquote graduated from college this past summer. So my experience was I graduated with a degree in communication, and I was actually the first student to graduate from my university with a journalism minor. So that was exciting to just pave the way in journalism at my school. And I'm currently a grad student in the journalism master's program at the University of Oregon. So I'm continuing to just expand my knowledge in this one-year program that I'm in. But yeah, a lot of it is just finding in my experience of going to games and sitting in the press box and reporting, I'm obviously like meeting a lot of people. And at times it's challenging to put yourself out there and to introduce yourself to someone new that you've never met. But just building those relationships with colleagues and obviously players, that has definitely just helped me to create and surround myself with a network of people that are going to help me grow or just going to lead me to better opportunities. So for me, it's kind of just about networking and how I brand myself and all those things. So yeah, it's just a lot of different skills, but there's also some, long hours that I've spent on YouTube Googling things and whatnot. So when it comes to social media or graphics. So yeah, it's just a mix of experiences and obviously just putting in that time and that work, and you kind of just see the payoff and where it's leading you to.
All right, I'm going to deviate. Are you?
You're going to
I know. This
You
all
never do that.
I
You the script.
skip. Like this is the first time I've had a chance to sit down and talk to somebody who actually finished their undergrad under the pandemic conditions. Like, what was your spring like finishing college?
Oh gosh, it was very interesting. Obviously it was like a lot of Zoom sessions, and I felt like it's just so unfortunate because the last semester of college, I felt like I was just really diving into the whole journalism realm of things and media. So it was a bummer to be able to, cut it short and just go on Zoom. And obviously the classes were just different. It's very different to have a website and design class on Zoom when you can't have that in person with your professor and like going through your website that you're creating or different projects like that. So it was challenging. It was difficult. Sometimes it was like, gosh, why am I going to, finish out strong if like there's not going to be any way to really celebrate this? But I think for me, I just wanted to finish out strong and well, because it's like, for me personally, I was creating this legacy of being this first, journalism minor graduate. And for me, that was a big deal just because it wasn't really done at my school. So I think that was just a big motivator for me to continue pursuing my career and just the things that I'm passionate about.
So for graduation, did you have a ceremony? Was it over Zoom? How did that work?
Yeah, so it's pretty weird. We actually didn't have anything. So my university was pretty small already, and they were actually, during the summer, around August, they wanted to have like a in-person ceremony, but just a graduate could come, not their family. A lot of people had a lot of strong opinions about that, and they were signing petitions and all these things. I definitely could see both sides of it, but I wanted to at least have something. So unfortunately, that was canceled. And then they said after November, we would do something online, and we still haven't, or what month are we in? October. So we probably won't do anything, I'm assuming, now that people have moved on with their lives. I got a full-time job as well. I'm in grad school, so nothing has happened. So that's unfortunate. I'm hoping that with grad school, I could have some sort of celebration, but we never really know. So I think for me, it's just kind of taking it one step at a time as I'm kind of doing a lot of different things. But I think that's something even during this time to be able to write letters and send stickers to people in America and across the world. That's been just so encouraging to me to see this platform grow, even if I didn't get to celebrate, my success towards my career in the way that I wanted to. So I'm very much motivated by the people who I connect with on social media or from my website. So I think for me, that's just something where like it does suck, and I recognize that, not getting to celebrate that. But at the same time, I'm very grateful for just how I kind of ended my college career and just doing the things that I wanted to, and just pursuing what I love and not letting like anything hold me back in that sense.
So I'm going to bring us back to our
Bring it back.
scheduled episode.
No worries.
What is a piece of advice that you would want to share with someone starting their own website similar to yours?
Yeah, gosh, I feel like there's so many things I could say, but one of the things that I would say is that don't be afraid to reach out to people. I do it all the time. I'm constantly reaching out to different teams or coaches or even colleagues, just people in this world of like women's soccer. And so I would say don't be afraid to reach out. You never know what's going to happen when you just take that time to send a DM or an email. Like so much can happen. I can't tell you how much like even just social media, the opportunities that has brought. So yeah, I would say don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, you're only going to get so far if you don't ask for help. And I don't think, if you were to compare that to where you could be going if you did ask for help, I'm sure you'd constantly go the route of, yeah, I'm just going to ask or like reach out, because there's so many possibilities. And I've seen personally for myself, the times that I've reached out, it's usually like 10 times beyond what I could have imagined. And so for me, that's kind of always like a fun surprise. Like, let's see what happens this time. Who knows? Maybe like that won't work out, but maybe it will. And I'll constantly be like blown away by it for like 3 months. And I'll just be like on top of the world, and allowing that to then motivate me for the next thing. And so, yeah, just I would say that aspect of reaching out and always just setting goals for yourself, that's very important. And not settling. I think that's something that I've been learning as well, is to just constantly find ways to be better in your craft, and and just whatever you're learning or growing in.
And I have to say, before we get to our last question, I again have to compliment you on your email building strategy of giving free stuff away. I mean, that's the greatest thing. It's a lot of people could learn a lot from you on that. Building an email list is very difficult, and obviously giving free stuff makes it just that much easier. But
a little bit easier for some people.
You publish a regular newsletter that comes out once, twice a week. I mean, I open it, I read it. I can't say it about many newsletters, but I have to compliment you. It's a very well done newsletter. It's not overwhelming. It's very good. There's a lot of good, cliffhangers to get you to click onto the site. I mean, you're doing a great job with it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's kind of a lot of trial and error at first, but like eventually you kind of see what's working, or as you build your audience, you get to know them a little bit more and what they're looking for. So I think it's been fun, and lots of learning along the way. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
So Kate, you want to take the final one?
I was about to. Come on, you just cut me off. So where can people find you, and what are your social medias?
Yeah, so my website is just womenkickballs.com. You can find it there. There's just a lot of different things on that page, so you can subscribe there as well. And then, once you fill out that form to subscribe, I'll get it through my email, and you'll get that sticker. You get a handwritten note, which is kind of rare nowadays, but that's kind of just that process. And then all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even Pinterest, they're all just under Women Kick Ball. So it's a pretty just kind of straight go-to thing of just Women Kick Balls. You can pretty much find it anywhere on Google or whatever web thing you search from. So
well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and just letting me kind of rant about some things for a bit. So it's always fun to be on the other side of an interview.
Been a real pleasure here. So again, the site's Women Kick Balls. Jackie, thanks again for being on the show. And for everyone else, check us out at stadiumscene.tv, at Stadium Scene on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, at stadium_scene on Instagram, and I guess TikTok. So even though there's nothing on there, and there probably never will be. So
gotta check it out.
Yeah, check out our empty profile. So take care. We'll see you next time.